Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so I did a thing today. And most of you will think that the thing that I did was ranking up Hercules, but obviously if you can read the thumbnail and the title of the text, then I did plenty other things. Kind of got carried away. So, since I already uploaded a separate video for Hercules, I will not spend too much time talking about him, other than the fact that I do plan on awakening him after America Chavez Early Access bundles. He's top 5 prestige champion. He would have went to rank 3 regardless of how good or bad he is. However, he's growing on me more and more, and I do so far enjoy using him, and there's still a lot more testing to be done, but he definitely is making a very great impression of himself on me so far. And that's great. That's exactly how it should be. Get a champion, play with him, and then figure out whether you like him or not, and how good is he. And I start liking him more and more. But after I did this rank up, I kind of decided that I have some catalysts. Well, I had a ton of catalysts in overflow. And I might as well just do some rank ups that I have been pondering on for a while. So, the Hercules rank up we know about, and I'm not going to show again the full fight here. And this fight isn't really kind of meant to be about gameplay, much more talking about the champions that I chose. But we're gonna have some big yellow number 4, and don't you worry about that. So, well, here we go. A nice level 2 from Hercules here. And yeah, that's like solid, what, 200k damage, something like that. And easy 40k in heavy attacks. Right. So then I uploaded the video, and the next champion that I decided to take up was Ultron. Now, in situation with Ultron, it was a bit different. I had 3 options in tech class that I had been thinking about. Now, I do not have Guillotine 2099, or she would be 4th option, but I do have Guardian, that's duped. I do have Ultron, that's unduped, and Silver Centurion, that's unduped. And I was pondering for quite a while in between 3 of those champions. But the thing was, if I chose Guardian, I would have to commit my signature stones to him for foreseeable future. If I chose Silver Centurion, at this point, I would more than likely have to give him a Tech Awakening gem and commit my signature stones, also for foreseeable future. And that is exactly where Ultron kind of snuck in, because he's unduped, but he doesn't really need a dupe. It's a nice to have thing, but it doesn't make or break the champion. And that is kind of like the decisive factor here, which it quite often is, let's face it, with 6-star champions. On top of that, I do like Ultron. He kind of fulfills the roles that I need from a tech champion that can be run well with and without Liquid Courage and Double Edge. A champion that has lots of damage, but also fair amount of utility. Let's face it, he is not the most versatile tech champion. However, he still does more than well enough. He has access to damage over time, debuffs, tons of damage, stun, tiny bit of power control in level 3, but there's still armor buffs, guaranteed crits, and a whole bunch of other things. And regen as well, namely, so he can balance off the recoil. I already have been using Ultron as a rank 2 champion for AQ fairly frequently, so I am very confident that I will get some good use out of this guy. So Ultron was the 2nd champion. Then we can move on to the next champion, which is Diablo. Now Diablo, again, is a champion that works really well with Liquid Courage and Double Edge Masteries. And that is one of the main reasons why I didn't rank him up. Now, my biggest objection is that Diablo is unfortunately unawakened. And we did not get that special selector arena this month. And that really annoyed me, because I would have went for the selector, I would have awakened Diablo, and I would feel better ranking him up, because his signature build is actually really helpful. It reduces damage from all sources, including your own recoil and any kind of chip damage you might take, and it also gives you extra damage. So it is super helpful in pretty much every single scenario, as long as you're running Liquid Courage Double Edge. And I have played with Diablo here and there without Liquid Courage on, and he's still a good champion. He's not as... It's kind of similar situation to Omega Red. Omega Red needs the suicides quite badly, but if need be and in kind of appropriate matchups, you can still use Omega Red without having Liquid Courage and Double Edge. like if you're going up against Morningstar or Biohazard or Caltrops nodes and things like that. Omega Red can be played without Liquid Courage Double Edge. And it's kind of similar with Diablo. There will be scenarios where you can get a lot of, well, benefit out of having Diablo just that. You don't need to have the Liquid Courage Double Edge. But obviously, for most part, you do want to have the Liquid Courage Double Edge masteries active. And that is kind of perfect as well, as far as I'm concerned, because that is one of the downsides often of Mystic Champions. Now we're seeing that shift a bit recently. But previously, we only had Black Widow Clairvoyant as a Mystic Champion that really, really kind of like benefited and worked super well with those masteries. And then maybe a couple champions down the line that aren't as effective. But now, like, if you do not have Liquid Courage Double Edge active, sure, go Sorcerer Supreme, go, I don't know, Tigra, go Dr. Doom, obviously. Or if you have Liquid Courage Double Edge, then you can bring in Diablo and Black Widow Clairvoyant and still do the things that Mystic Champions do and just blitz through the content regardless. So I like to have that flexibility of being able to clear content of whichever mastery setup I end up running. Obviously, that will be a problem that kind of goes away, hopefully, in the near future, once they do set us up with mastery presets and we can change them quickly and effectively. But that is the situation. Diablo is unfortunately duped. I do really want to get him duped, and I will do what I can in order to do so. I do not have Awakening Gem for him. Otherwise, I might have used it on him, but I'm sure that Diablo is going to get duped at some point. And rank 3, number 4, is Mr. Negative, and this is perhaps the most surprising rank up. Mr. Negative is a champion that's quite new and hasn't been overwhelmingly hyped or crazily well received. But he was growing on me slowly but surely. Initially, he did seem somewhat underwhelming, but the more I played with him, the more used to using him I got, the better I think he is. Now, this is not necessarily a rank up I recommend for everyone, but this is a rank up that I do have several reasons for, but one of them is that I definitely do have a hunch, you call it a hunch, call it a suspicion, that he will be useful and viable for more content than we realize currently, and that he's already more capable than majority of the people do think. Now, there is a skill gap, and you do have to be in very good control of the character in order to be able to use him, and all of the parry and dex issues really do not help him right now. However, he's growing on me more and more, and another part of the reason is obviously because he's like the coolest character ever. He just looks so badass. He's a champion that you want to be using because of how cool he looks. And I did obviously have other options, perhaps champions that would be deserving more of it. But let's face it, at this point in my account, I can afford to take some gambles. I can choose to rank up some champions for no other reason than I just enjoy them. But maybe there is still something that I need to show. And as I said, I will make a separate video for all 3 of these rank ups, because I did make one for Hercules. I'll probably make another video for Hercules, but I'll definitely make a video on Mr. Negative, Ultron, and Diablo. I already showcased them as rank 2 champions, well, most of them, but as rank 3, it's going to be even better. So let's take a look at this Winter Soldier fight. Take how many hits exactly it is going to take. So we are just basically straight up building to our level 2. I'm not doing anything else, just spamming my heavy attacks. 4 Furies active, that's still 40% attack increase. Now I wish his Furies were more potent, but it is what it is. But look at that damage, and that health is just flying away from Winter Soldier. So after the first level 2, he's at 51%. He's at 51% after the first level 2. And I will make, unfortunately, a mistake somewhere along this video, and the fight will last about 10 hits longer than it should had I done everything correctly. But still, I definitely should have dropped at least one more heavy attack here to have another Fury active. But at this point, we can see that Winter Soldier is completely being melted down. And we are, what, 50 hits in? The degens have expired, so I'm just going to spam the heavy attacks here till we drop him. But had I had a few more Furies active, we would have gotten it quicker. And this is with class disadvantage. So Mr. Negative took down Realm Legend Winter Soldier in 56 hits with class disadvantage. Now, yes, obviously I was using a synergized team. However, I have been playing a lot of Mr. Negative without synergy team. And you can do fairly similar results. You just need to be a more peculiar and particular how you manage your challenges. Still, class disadvantage, 56 hits, 550k health. It's not as bad as many people think he would do. But now we're going to move on to pretty much the fastest one, or believe it or not, this guy is about as fast as Hercules. Maybe not quite, but he's definitely not far off. Now, obviously, Ultron does benefit more from a fully synergized team, though. The plan here is actually quite simple. I'm just going to make it to my level 2, drop my level 2, and after that, I'm going to drop my level 1. That should pretty much be it, or close to that. So let's see. Ultron, we can see already that those bleeds are dealing quite a lot of damage. Right, so let him drop his level 1 there. I'm going to get up to, what was it, 7 bleeds or something. So we cauterize all of them. We have quite potent fury, activate heavy attack. Look at them ticking for 6000 X amount. Drop my level 1 for 51k. And I'm actually going to get into that triple fury here in a second, because I still have 5 bleeds active, and at this point just finish it off with 35k medium hit. So Ultron got numbers. Ultron did it in 48 hits, and it also was significantly shorter fight. The fight duration was under a minute, and Ultron is very, very, very quick killer. So that is a good number there on Ultron. And now the last one, Diablo. Now again, keep in mind my Diablo is unduped, so that means he does not get like a full amount of benefit or attack rating that he would have. But Diablo is another champion that really does not need a specific synergy setup. I think in here I was just basically largely using Falcon synergies with like Call Obsidian, Double Falcon, and like Ronin or something to increase attack and crit damage values and stuff like that, because his synergies are neat, but they're definitely not really all that needed. And out of all the champions, when you look at individual numbers here, it definitely doesn't seem like it's all that, right? Ticks for 246 or something like that. But the thing is that the rank 3 Diablo pretty much killed the Winter Soldier in like 1 level 3 and then like 1 level 1 or something. I'm not even going to bother building up full vials of elixir, even though that would give me more attack and stuff. But I'm just going to, straight up build up to level 3, drop my level 3, that's 26 hits in the fight. So we're going to push through this special 3 here, and I have already made more good show. Well, I have a quite good video about Diablo uploaded already as a rank 2 champion. Still, just watch it out here. So we get 32 hits something. Now I'm just going to kind of race to my level 1 in order to pause those poison debuffs, and that's going to be pretty much all she wrote. So again, this is like, what, 40 something hits. I think we're going to finish it around 50. We can see definitely that Winter Soldier's health absolutely melting away, and Diablo's health bar is absolutely full. So that's kind of like the beauty there. So I'm just going to procrastinate, and this is going to be, again, 48 hit finish. So all 3 of the champions that I did rank up are definitely capable of getting fights down quickly enough, and I can't wait to post more comprehensive showcase videos. But the thought process behind all of these rank up decisions were to kind of make sure that I have, well, maybe Mr. Negative not so much. Mr. Negative was a bit more of a guilty pleasure rank up, which I hope will turn back on its investment quite well. Kind of like Immortal Hulk. When I ranked up Immortal Hulk, I really didn't think that I'm going to get my money's worth out of him, but he's putting in work a lot since then. And I do hope that similar situation will happen with Mr. Negative. But other than that, when it comes to Hercules, Diablo, and Ultron, all 3 of them are very, very compatible with Liquid Courage and Double Edge, which is kind of like my most used mastery setup recently. And I'm super happy with all of those rank ups. I actually probably would have done another one, but I was 1 tier 5 basic short. So I'm gonna just chill for now and let my catalyst stash kind of refill itself a bit. I do have too many tier 2 alphas at this point though, and too few tier 5 basics. I think I still have in total about 40 tier 2 alphas and only 6 tier 5 basics. So yeah, that is a bit annoying. But either way, that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about the rank up decisions. So those were in total rank up 6-star rank 3s number 29, 30, 31, and 32. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'll catch you guys soon. So yeah. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information